trying to define coaching is like trying to take the ocean and put it in a Coke can, right? Because there's so much goes on with it, but we've got it down into a sentence. When you hear coaching, what do you kind of think of? Right, so the first thing to say is coaching isn't counselling or therapy, okay? The difference between coaching and counselling is fairly straightforward. A lot of the skills are interchangeable, but counselling effectively is about looking at what's gone on for you in the past and why you might feel the way you feel about some of the stuff that's gone on in the past and how that's affecting you at the moment, and helping you make peace with that stuff and come to terms with it and reframe it. What coaching is interested in is where you are right now and how you want to move forward, how you want to develop, progress, grow, change yourself, maybe things you want to achieve or you want to do differently. That's what coaching is primarily interested in. Okay, that's the distinction. But I think what it starts to do as a staff team, and the biggest impact I think it makes, is it starts to shift culture a little bit. And one of the cultures that it really starts to shift, because one of the things that coaching just really encourages is a real sense of ownership, a real sense of taking responsibility for life, for work, for decision making, for choices, for those kind of things. I come in without any agenda at all. Basically, I am just going to be your coach who gets to work with you for 45 minutes on whatever you want to work with, and there's no kind of reporting back or having to hit any targets with anything. You're basically going to be in a space for 45 minutes where you're not being assessed, observed, judged by anybody, which is a little bit precious within an education system, because normally that's the kind of what you're working under your way. So I believe the way you see the world is the way you see the world, and somebody else might see it completely different from you, and that's perfectly okay. There's never me going, oh, you're saying that? Well, she was saying this before. That doesn't happen at all for me. It's very separate, and there's no. Oh, the other thing to say is there's no judgment in coaching either. There's just no judgment. I don't sit there going, oh, that's right, that's wrong. I can't believe you've done that. You maybe should have done. It just doesn't work like that. It's not my job to judge it. All my judgments get left at the door, basically, and I pick them up. I don't even pick them up when I leave, don't really have them. So that's just how it works, really. It's just very non-judgmental space for you to be in. Oh, last thing, I just want to tell you this, just so you know what you're getting. I've been coaching for a lot of years. I do a lot of I train people how to be coaches as well. This makes me sound like a Jedi, so I'm sorry, but I'm an accredited master coach with the Association for Coaching. I've got hours and hours and hours of coaching experience under my belt. So even if you're a bit nervous with a session, I'm used to doing this stuff, so it'll be okay. Do you know, like there's nothing you're gonna talk about that's gonna shock me. There's nothing you're gonna say that I kind of in a different guise haven't come across before. Do you know, there's nothing. There's gonna be some of you thinking, oh, you can shock me with that. I'm just alright with stuff, that's kind of what I'm saying. I'm just alright with stuff, whatever you're talking about, whatever you're saying. Yeah. Brilliant. Okay,
right.
Appreciate it. See you next week then. Take care.
And I'll drop you an email.
Hi, you alright? Quality, that'll be ours. Coaching in primaries and secondaries and colleges and stuff like that, and we obviously coach the pupils quite a lot, but we actually coach the staff as well, and we coach senior leaders and all that kind of stuff. So we kind of do the whole. We've even done quite a bit of parent coaching as well, so we kind of coach the whole caboose when it comes to education stuff. Basically, everybody I think in the world could say, yeah, I have got a problem. Do you know, like, because we've all, whether that's a big massive one or a tiny little one, we've all got some kind of problem. Having a problem is different from being stuck on something that you can't make peace with, that's really affecting you on a daily basis. If that's the case, we as a coach would make a referral to a counsellor. Does that? Yeah. It's not to say that people who come to coaching are these perfect, got no problems, nothing's ever gone on for you, I've got no bad experiences about that. It's actually about whether you're stuck with that and it's hindering you, and you actually need to go on do some talking therapy to actually help you work through that. Nancy Klein wrote a book called Time to Think, and she talks about this in this book, and I think she puts it beautifully, where she says most of us were brought up to believe the best way to help somebody is just to tell them what they should do, to offer advice, to say you should do this, you should do that, you should do the other. She said, now the difficulty with that is it's almost like we don't trust the person who's come up with the problem or the goal to actually come up with the answer and the solution. We think we know best, so we just offer advice. Yeah, so I reckon in my life, of all the advice I've been given, I reckon it's around about 2 or 3% probably really made me go, yeah, do you know what, yeah, that. And probably I was thinking that anyway. Massively depends on the relationship, because the reality is I don't think we could live in a 100% non-directive world, and I don't think you could run a school 100% non-directively, because nothing would happen, nothing would get done. It wouldn't though, it wouldn't. But then at the same time, sometimes when we're really directive with people, we're maybe giving them advice, we're telling them what to do so they can do the thing. But what we're robbing them of is the learning process, that I can do this myself, that I can figure this out for me. There's loads of things that mean we can't be, like if there was a fire in the building right now, what's your name, sorry?
Katie.
And Katie was just refusing to leave, just sitting on a chair. And we were like, we wouldn't be non-directive about that. We wouldn't be saying, Katie, how are you feeling about the smoke? What are you thinking of flames? What do you think might work for you in this situation? We wouldn't be doing any of that. If we had to, we'd pick her up and drag them out. We'd be utterly directive, because actually it's not a moment, it doesn't have time and space to be non-directive. But at the same time, I think we pass up opportunities where we could have been non-directive because we're just in the habit of telling people. Does that make some sense? So it's just trying to make you more aware of what are you doing when? Are you being directive because you need to be? Are you being non-directive and you've got space and time to do it? Or are you doing that pseudo non-directive thing in the middle where you're being a bit suggestive, and maybe with good cause to do that, but it's just making you aware of like what you're doing with it. Sometimes think, oh, I know what it's like to be a kid. Do you know what you don't? You know what it's like to be you as a kid? No, it's not comparable, and even mine wasn't to yours. Do you know, it's not because we're different genders, we're different ages, we're different people, we're different places. So you actually don't know what it was like. I don't know what it's like to be 9 years old in 2017. I've not got a clue. Haven't got a clue. And the beautiful thing about being in that coaching moment with them, of being able to say, I am not going to tell you what to do, you are going to get to figure this out for themselves. You could see kids almost go, like, wow, really? And it took them a while to almost trust that process. But what was amazing for me to learn was that actually, as I was able to be non-directive, stand back and allow them the space and time, what I discovered time and again is the solutions, answers, goals, the way they wanted to move forward was way better than anything I would have suggested. It was their absolute perfect. Whereas my advice would have been, maybe it's in the right ballpark, but not quite right. And theirs was absolutely perfect for them, and it just kept teaching me all the time, they know their life, they know it better than me, they see it, they've lived it, they've breathed it, they've felt it. I need to tap into that expertise that they've got and give them the space and time to do it. And this is the thing that's brilliant about coaching, is we get the opportunity to just be with people. So we're just going to actually be with somebody, be in the moment, and we really, really get to listen, like really, really listen, like deeply listen, which I think is actually quite a privilege, because I don't think most people get that in their life. I think what they get is what we would refer to as half or distracted listening, where somebody's listening, oh yeah, while I'm just, oh yeah. Do you know that kind of, but what you don't get is really, well, I mean, we would refer to it as like attuned listening, the idea that you really, really, like you're listening to the whole thing, like what their body language is doing, what they're saying, the tone of voice, what's really going on for them, what they're not saying. Do you know all that? You're almost like tuned into them, basically. And I think in coaching, particularly for the kids, I think that's a really special thing for them. Coaching is not a magical, mystical, mystery thing. It is just a form of communication. It's a way of communicating with people so that they can actually start to bring the best out of themselves. Trying to define coaching is like trying to take the ocean and put it in a Coke can, right? Because there's so much goes on with it, but we've got it down into a sentence. So we say coaching is a partnership that empowers people to take ownership for their own development. Brill, is that all right? Yeah, good. If it sparks any interest in you and you want to ask any other questions, or if you want to check out our YouTube channel as well, that'd be really good, or our Facebook page, there's loads of vids of me on there just talking away. So if you do that, and then it'll just give you a bit more of an idea of what we do and who we are and the courses we've got on and all that kind of stuff.
you know.
Yeah,
Like you say,
and also for the kids and the parents, just so it's promoted in a way that it's like, it's not for kids who are naughty, or it's not for like, there's nothing wrong with your kid, it's actually about helping them just develop themselves, so.
Yeah, because I actually had a much.
That's alright, no, it's a pleasure. Right, I'll catch you soon then.
Yeah, take care.
Take it easy.